Hello students, in today's class we are going to know about the non-detailed story The First Patient, written by Christopher Victor Burgess. Christopher Victor Burgess is known as C.V. Burgess. He is a humorous playwright. His situational humor intensifies the emotions of the characters in the play. His plays usually accommodate a number of characters. His famous works are Short Plays for Large Classes, Teach Yourself Speech Training, and Classroom Playhouse Verse in Action. The characters involved in this play are 8 men, 8 women, a dentist, a nurse, a little girl, and a small boy. When the curtain rises, the following characters are seated in a dentist waiting room: women 1 to 8 and men 1 to 8. Some of them are reading magazines or newspapers. Man 4 has a rough bandage tied round his jaw. He is holding the bandage and groaning with pain. Man 3, woman 5, and woman 6 are just entering the waiting room. All the patients are waiting for the arrival of the dentist. Woman 5 is showing her photographs to woman 6 to pass her time. When man 5 and man 6 are discussing, woman 7 entered with her little girl Dorothea. The dentist and the nurse arrives now, and the first patient, Joe, is called in by the dentist. For a long time, all the waiting men, women, and children hear loud groaning noise emerging from the surgical room of the dentist. Joe's wife is obviously disturbed. She tries to barge into the surgical room to see for herself what is being done to Joe. Her curiosity turns into a traumatic experience as unusual tools like pliers, hammer, and hacksaw add to the anxiety of Mrs. Joe. A girl named Dorothea howled so hard that some men patients leave the clinic. A little boy confesses to his mom that he had fake toothache just for bunking his classes. The boy prefers punishment at school to surgery at the dentist room. The little girl also tries to persuade her mom to leave the waiting room. Men folks, unable to wait for a long time, leave the clinic one by one. The boastful Lady 5, who went on showing her photos to the women in the waiting room, is in surprise. She is called in as the second patient. She wonders how quickly the queue has moved on. Joe walks out of the surgical room with a beaming face. He admits that nothing happened to him. His appointment has been shifted to evening. Joe explains that the doctor has forgotten where he has left the tool cabin key. So he was trying to open it so far with tools of carpentry. Mrs. Joe smiles, understanding her unnecessary apprehensions after her husband's pain. Thus, this play is based on the adage, assumption leads to confusion. The unexpected turn of events, along with wild imagination, leads to confusion. When the dentist calls the first patient into the surgery, everyone is tensed at the thought of a painful tooth being extracted. When the nurse enters into the surgery with a hammer, they get more tensed, imagining or assuming that Joe, the first patient, is being subjected to a lot of hammering in the process of his tooth being pulled out. Once again, the nurse comes out to fetch a large pair of pliers, and later on she takes into a hacksaw. The loud sawing and screeching from within the room makes everyone leave the clinic one by one. Finally, Joe comes out and tells his wife that the dentist has lost his key to his tool cabinet, and that is why he was trying to open it with the instruments. They leave, fixing an appointment for the evening. Thus, the play ends. The intensity of supposition has reduced like a bubble in the climax. Thank you, students.